I'm back with it. Welcome back to Kip Kompin. You sabi you Kompin or you not sabi you Kompin? See that there was other Kompin there. I'm Brahim, your general host, the boy with the sauce, the boy with the most. I don't want to rap pauna, but sometimes I need for ghosts hide on these niggas. But yeah, today I therefore bring in two amazing people. Diaspora there, of course, for Mona not begin claim for six na salon. I know Mona Eastern baby don't I like for Yande Mande. This thing only for Yanda, they left very soon. Well, I'm gonna be here today with Juma and Kenya. They're brothers from Portland. You might get an amazing story that they're gonna tell you today, and then the topic is gonna be so fun. The topic is gonna be challenges as a diaspora, which we not can usually hear in general. Like nobody not encourage people that even talk about the things they already face from outside coming in. But if I can chop up more, let me go on a short break. I'm gonna be back with you guys. And we're back from Opia, Donya, Velocity, Physics, Maths, I don't know how to put that. Science, if you sabi you say, you know, science students, that whole song, shit. But yeah, Maggie flow to me, guess them to introduce themselves. So you're not gonna know who are these two people that I just call out. Juma, what's up, boss?
Hi, everybody. How you, Seth? Nice to meet y'all. I'm Juma from Portland, Oregon. As Brahim mentioned, what about myself? What am I doing now? I feel like I am in an era of stepping into my creativity. So I would describe myself as like documentarian. Formal kind of work situation is I work for like a Black investment fund in Portland. But yeah, I know, I feel like our family journey starts in Salon. So it's very good to be back and sharing some of that today.
That's tell you about the guy, tell you about the guy. But yeah, Kenya, tell the people about yourself.
Okay, what's up? Kushe. As Abraham don't tell you now, my name is Kenya. Me and my brother, we met out of the US, so we're just back for December. I just graduated from college. I did not the Salon athletics team. I'm a hammer thrower, I'm a weight thrower. I hold the national record in both hammer and weight. Still waiting to get that ratified, but it's coming. So yeah, that's what I do.
That's crazy.
I'm pre-med, so I want to be a doctor.
Pre-med,
so,
pre-med. That's this guy is making it work all direction, all angles, up, down, left. The brothers are talented. Nadana Detona. Both of these guys are talented. They're both athletes in their own respective ways. They're both creatives in their own respective ways. And I'm telling you something. These guys are well learned. If not so, Salman Puta. The brandy. But yeah, guys. I know you've spilled a little bit about what you do, but I want to know what are some things you've embarked on, like some things that the people would like to hear and say, that's different, like. Okay. So Juma, what are some things that you feel like?
I've embarked on, yeah. As I've been saying, like right now, I feel like I'm embarking into a more kind of creative path. I've always liked to take photos, and like, even when I'd be small, Seth, like I just took photos all the time and kind of got away from that over the years, just as school got intense and track got intense and just life got intense. But now I feel like I'm embarking on like kind of tapping into that past self. And it's been beautiful to be here in Salon and like documenting it all visually for me and my family in time.
That's crazy. What are some parts like on this document? Because I know you did documentaries first and like you're very formal with it.
Yeah.
How did that like build you towards becoming more of an open-minded creative? Because I know that documentaries and like that formalities usually closes people off to see like the extra parts of what's happening. So how did that push you towards?
I mean, I think for me, like stepping into, how do I put this? I feel like to be a documentarian isn't just about like a singular practice, but it's about like a way of life. So like coming here into Salon, I feel like in seeing this experience through a documentarian's lens, I think it's allowed me to think really intentionally about how I want that to like pair into now my creative output, right? So like, what photos do I want to come back with? What voice memos do I want to come back with? Thinking about like oral history stuff. What like film do I want to come back with that is an active archive of like me and my family and life, but is also part of now my creative practice. That's it's just
crazy,
one and the
but
same.
Guys, I tell you something. Juma is the only person holding it together. Me and Kenya out here, boss. Telling you so not it, but Juma, how do you do it? How do you do it?
Do it, team.
Like, just stay so cool and composed.
I don't think I'm in. How do I put this? I think that I'm an oldest sibling, and I think I very much just take traits that are expected from like oldest sibling in terms of being pretty type A and like and I think that like upbringing has helped me just stay grounded now, because now I'm real hippy dippy. Now I'm real.
Juma, on your part, I hear you, boss. But let's get a little bit into the younger brother. So, what are some journeys you've embarked on that Salomon go feel like they need to hear?
So for me, I think the biggest thing is just not for represent Salon no more. So you get Boko athletes them out of the US where not to the US with them not to the US with them come out. So they've lived in the US, they've trained in the US, but whether they're dual citizens, whatever it may be. So for me, I think saying I've been 2024 where I realized that I don't break the Salon national record, and it was really just a whim. It was I realized that I threw, and I talked to myself, say I'm getting good, I'm getting really good. So I wonder what the record is, because not to like say Salon not so country where the year but span, like throws especially. So I researched it. I realized I was past the record. From there, I broke the record first, and then from there, I went and I contacted the head of, Salon Athletics, President Martin Bangura, and, made my intent to represent. For me, I think, where I get this opportunity to put, Salon on the map, where I can do something so that people see a Salon athlete and think, oh wow, I didn't know there was any of us doing that. So I feel like for me, it's just to show face and say we there, every all side we there. So yeah.
That's really good. At least see some people they're quick for turn down that they're Sierra Leonean. Like living in the U.S., a lot of African Americans with proper African heritage, we know for they come out and in some part of Africa, they're quick to push it aside that I'm not an African, I'm American. Like they're quick, and then now it's becoming a trend to actually hold on to your heritage. Like now everybody, you heard about heritage.com, like ancestry.com, sorry. People are like wanting to learn where they're from, and then now it's now actually a trend to actually say I was from there. You get what I mean? So I really mess with your brother for actually saying, yo, I'm Sierra Leone. I should just reach out to my country back and say, yo guys, I'm doing this. I feel like this can bring traction to you, could bring traction to me. We both win from this, and then I can still like promote you guys out of Salon whilst being a Sierra Leonean, which now one thing with people that they fail for realize for say you can actually push Salon without needing to be in Salon. I feel like so you need to be based here to actually like bring that attention back, which is so it's backwards thinking. Like it just they carry you backwards because we all know say Salon no get all to what we need. You do production. You are an athlete. Do you see any proper training centers here like where they help you with you hammer throw and you weight throwing?
Not much, but I think that's also part of it. Is once you have the platform, once you done put Salon on the map, then you get people where will come and say, oh, Kenya say through from Sierra Leone. Maybe if it's me, it's maybe I want to run a hammer clinic. Okay, well that means we have to have a hammer ring. So that means okay, how are we gonna get started on that process? Once you build a hammer ring, it's there. Now you have kids where they can enter this field and say, well, someone could say, when I grow up, I want to throw hammer. I've been training since I was a kid. I got the footwork, I got the technique, I got everything, and that's just another opportunity, another avenue for people then, just to come up.
And I agree with that. For you as well, you've done. Yeah. I'm gonna foreshadow this guy was part of the Tiny Desk. I know for beaucoup when I really like music, about the Tiny Desk performances. That's crazy. So you've been part of pre-production and production itself. Have you tapped in with people that do production in Sierra Leone before?
Not yet, but I want to, because when we come, I don't see creativity is bubbling up here in a way that for me, with US, it's inspiring. So I haven't gotten to tap into any kind of, I guess, no way, I'm bugging. I'm here right now. Yeah, we there. So yes, you. I feel like that's been the most to which, I've been able to see what's really going on here on the ground.
You know why you see much and people don't reach out to you much? Because they don't know what you actually do. Salman get these habits for judge people by status and what they do and levels, which is so bad. Usually the person that you least expect that doesn't have these followers or anything are the person that you needed to connect with. The person that doesn't even have the verified badge is maybe the most connected person that you didn't know, because you feel say, he got 150 followers. He doesn't have nothing behind him. Which is such wrong. It's so wrong that Salman no one collaborates unless you get hype behind you. And me, sometimes I bring people on the show that have zero hype behind them. All I want is a good conversation. And I know that they're gonna give it to me. I've heard you speak before. I've heard how people speak about you. And not always mean about type. It always means about how you get good quality out. And then you're gonna get connected with a lot of people. Trust me. But you just have to sift through them. A lot of people just want to collaborate with you to get something from you. But you therefore be very wise on how you go about that. But that's just IMO. But yeah,
when I truly talk
diasporas, how hard is it integrating your craft to Sierra Leone? Starting with you. Right? Photography.
I know if you say art, but I think that's also in part because, for do photography, I just get for leave me life no more and leave Nasalo no more. So because of that, it hasn't been hard to integrate. I feel since coming, I didn't do more. You know what I mean? Just I thought really intentionally before we left about all right, what kind of film do I want to bring? Which cameras do I want to bring? How do I want to make this experience mine, and then again preserve it so we fumble them can learn from it. So it hasn't been a challenge. I do think though that with all that said, the process of getting all that film to life is not something that I've done here, and I feel that is something I would be interested in trying to tap into.
Film photography here?
See how people develop their film, if there are any dark rooms,
so
that
OG,
kind of stuff.
It's so OG. This guy's an old man in a young boy's body. Very old man. I'm telling you, boss, how would you just but I respect the thought. That is a very crazy thought to have. I'll definitely try to find you the spots. I will make sure to do the dirty work for you.
Thank you.
Defo. Now with you, Kenya.
For me,
athletics. I want to know about that. I want to know how hard is it to integrate your type of athletics within Sierra Leone. When you come back, do you feel there's a crowd for it? There's people here.
I would say that when I came, I don't think there's a crowd for it, but I don't think that there necessarily has to be a crowd for me to do it. You know what I mean? So I feel the biggest thing you just get for be persistent. So if it's something that you really want to do, I reached out. And, last year there was a couple meets that were happening, different places across the continent. I think they even get one athletics championship na Accra, Ghana, and then another one, I think it was Morocco or Cameroon. And I got some invitations, but, because of funding, not everyone could come. So for me, it's just taking that and saying, okay, that's not the end of it, because I wasn't able to, I wasn't able to, go compete on the continent, where, Salon, I'll be back and, represent like that. But even if I compete in the U.S., every time I compete, if I PR, if I get better, if I, whatever it is, it still counts for Salon. So for me, it's like, just going and training and holding it in yourself, saying for Salon I do this, that's why I'm out here. When I go to the gym and I'm feeling like I don't know if I want to do this lift today, I don't know if I want to think about representing Sierra Leone. So it's just be persistent and keep on out your mind, keep on out your heart, and then just go from there.
You see, you man just inspire me. It make I feel like even when I'm doing this, I'm doing it for Salon. Like
Exactly.
when you get down in at the back of your mind was you get this whole country on your back that you're trying to elevate to get to these different stages that we don't experience in the Western world. You're like, damn, I still need to keep grinding. I still need, and it keeps you hungry. And to be hungry is something that's hard. People get full really fast, especially when they don't do the most minimal stuff. They're like, oh damn, I've done it, that's cool. And then that hunger, that drive is not really there with people. Like, not to all man, they wake in the morning, like, okay, I did good, I want to do better. I'm great, but I want to be the greatest.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And that is like, Salomon no gets a Salomon, if they don't do the little as little. They're like, okay, I'm chill. I'm good. And it's so bad. Like, it's really bad, but appreciate you guys on that. And then following up still on integrating like your craft within Salon. Both of you guys, I consider you guys creatives. How do you feel like the creative scene in Sierra Leone is bubbling? Because you just talked about like how it's bubbling up and stuff like that. So how do you feel like it's bubbling up?
Okay, so disclaimer, like we just count. We just count. But I feel like waiting I've been, how do I say that? Waiting I did see. Now boku mandem like fashion, modeling. I don't meet boku not boku, but a few like photographer themselves. So if you say like the most important thing for bubbling to turn into boiling, I think will be for more spaces like this to like thrive here. Just because I think that like now the US like waiting don't inspire me. For like me and me Kompin, then we go like push each other forward almost like friendly competition. Yeah. We talked about this. And after we talked about this, I reflected on that a lot, that like I know that I wouldn't be where I am if not for friendly competition. And I think the important thing here is like you get good arts when you do it. You know, like it can't be coming out of a place of malice, coming out of a place of like I want to be better than you just to do that. But I think it's all grounded now, Youssef, Same
thing goes for you. Like the same for you, your own creativity is the whole athletics thing. For me, that whole thing is art. Like sports is art, running is art, throwing is art, everything is art. So how do you feel like, do you see any sort of growth, like any the bubbling happening in your side of things as well?
Most definitely. And I don't know if it's necessarily that I'm getting older and that, now I'm around Sierra Leone a lot more, but I feel like even in the US, I've met some athletes where he competes for Salon. And then when I come, you were there too, the football game with Brahim. Shout out Fode. He, put on the game to, really
another one's
promote.
Happening real soon.
Yeah.
Really. Hopefully see you guys there.
Exactly, yeah. To promote his brand, we had, Kai Kamara come out. And so it was just like, it was good to see these things start to build up, to be able to play in the game with the dude who designed the Salon Olympic kits and all that.
That's beautiful, very beautiful. I'm glad you at least when I see there's some sort of progress happening here. At least you guys, from an outsider's perspective, you guys are saying, oh, I'm happy that I'm Sierra Leone, and I'm happy that my country's taking these certain steps forward. And not to all, I tell you, not to all salon man sabi give praise, especially on the diaspora point of view, because they're like, oh, we have everything, we're not doing nothing yet. The mere fact is when I see these little Lillian and Natty where man that he puts effort towards is just touching right here. It's touching right here, because even I see it, like sometimes I see people like doing the bare minimum, but I'm just happy that at least they're doing. Doing is harder. Like doing is one of the hardest things to do. To just do, you know what I mean? Not to just do great or do good, just to do.
Just for beginning more.
That process of just getting the ball rolling is one of the hardest things. And then as soon as you don't begin push up the mountain, you start finding the better way to take the step, the better way to maneuver the ball. You know, like those are the challenges you face along the way. And then you need to be prepared for that. I have this quote that I love. They say, just do, you can make it better after. You know what I mean? I started the show on the most, I won't say, I still have great, like I'm still grateful to the guy that helped me with the studio. Shout out to Golden Era Studios. He gave me a studio for free. He said, bro, come shoot at my studio whenever you feel like you can bring your stuff. I can lend you my lights, anything you need. I will even lights generator for you, for me, get AC for you, guests and everything. And he didn't even want me to pay. And then I appreciated that so much because not so old man get man get a helping hand out. He would literally tell me, like when I started taking pictures at first, he's like, bro, my studio dinner whenever you want, just come, you don't need for pay. You can bring like 4 or 5 people, just take pictures. I appreciate you, bro. Like just do your thing. And then that's hard to find, like people that really just want to help you without wanting anything in return. So like salons still get much steps there for go boy, just to do and to get here. I've been doing, I've been trying, and now I'm here. I redesigned the set. I'm like, and I still feel like there's more I have to add here for it to get to that full level that I want. But I'm not just to say I for wait to that they reach. I can still be putting pressure towards it. I can still pushing P. I'm pushing P.
Pushing P.
We're gonna keep pushing P till P is P to the premium. You feel me? But I know that you did something cool, and I foreshadowed already. A tiny desk. I want to ask you a little bit of stuff about that tiny desk.
Okay.
And I know that you're an Olympic athlete to a certain extent.
Yeah, trying.
To a certain extent. I didn't consider you an Olympic athlete because that's where I see you. So I'm gonna ask you guys a little bit about that. But before we get to that, I'm gonna have to go on a little break. And I love you guys. I'm so sorry, but little break. We'll be right back. And we're back again. Sorry for the break. I did out with my friends. We're not like for that I was gonna drop a bar. Let me not drop a bar because this is not tiny desk.
Brahim, you don't ask me about tiny desks. Let me talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had to stalk you.
Yeah.
I literally had to stalk you.
Yeah.
And then when I saw this guy, tiny desk, I was like, damn. I was like, damn. So what was that experience?
Okay. So another disclaimer. So after I graduated college, I applied for one like fellowship, and the fellowship was to be a rotational reporter at National Public Radio in Washington, D.C. NPR they put on Tiny Desk. My rotations were starting with like the Washington desk covering federal politics in the U.S., some at the like U.S. state capitol. Then I was a national desk reporter for a little bit, doing some stuff there. Mostly around like schools, education, black folks in the States. Then moved to Detroit for a little bit and was a member station reporter out there. And then I came back and did weekend edition, like production. The thing with NPR though is like tiny desk, now usai all them black man them they walk, you know? So if you meet a black person at NPR, they're gonna be at tiny desk. So that was my community. Yeah. And it was beautiful to just be able to very casually step away from writing a story, you know, see, the Lion King, like a Broadway crew come in, give a tiny desk, and then, you know, go back to work. And I've been left something at the desk. If you look currently, as of like last summer, in the tiny desk, there is like an NPR sign up at the top next to one that says Bob Boylan, if I'm not mistaken, and under it, I draw on something, like just a little little dude, and I stuck it there. So right under the NPR.
I'm gonna make sure I tap into that.
Yeah.
So with being at Tiny Desk, I know that you said you did first things first. You did journalism and reporting for like all these formal type of programs. Yeah. So with Tiny Desk, who are your favorite people that stepped through? Like, what you were like super hyped when they like actually like.
Okay, Yusabi Ray. Yeah. Ray. Okay, so Ray was probably the best artist I saw.
She got vocals,
and like I know too liking like recorded music, but like her acoustic music is like incredible. Her voice is silky smooth. Like it's one of the crispest things I've ever heard. And it was just like, you just say like, elect what you need to do. You know what I mean? And that is like inspiring to me, especially as a creative. So she was definitely my top. Another person who's just like a really nice, kind, genuine person, Post Malone. And like Posty, yeah. And I don't like that watch you know, like I don't like him too much. But like he was just such a kind person that I feel like it turned me into a fan. Those are the top two, I would say.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. Top two, that's crazy. Boss saw Ray and Posty. And you didn't even have to pay. It was just one of the production crew.
Yeah.
So like production.
Yeah.
You've seen top end production there.
Yeah.
I know you haven't seen anything here. I'll try to like insight you more, like you a little bit more.
You there?
Okay. But yeah, like where you go on set, and what's are the things what's the first thing they tell you about when you come on set?
I feel like what's you to do it will be good, you know? Like I think that there's a standard of like excellence that is demanded of everyone because like the pool of people that are going to be listening to both NPR, like the radio program, and like the people then were to go watch like Tiny Desk, like it's a lot of people. So that means that you have to really be on your P's and Q's to just make sure that like, you know, even if your job not just for all camera no more, you get for all down well, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's just kind of like this assumption that like we are serving the public, and because of that, the public demands excellence, necessitates excellence.
For us here in this studio, the first thing we tell people is safety.
Yeah. Okay.
So as soon as you come in, we teach you how to be as safe as possible with every little equipment here. Even how to open a C-stand, how you place the C-stand, what are the things you have to do to the camera before you even mount the camera. It's all about safety. Yeah. Because salon like for quick for Fenway for take money na ihan without they even need it. You touch posting by mistake with Motska, that's an issue. So even like how we set up our lights and stuff like that, we have like 3 layers of safety. Yeah. It's fixed to a C mount, right? Goes right O-ring, sorry, is fixed to an O-ring, and the O-ring is fixed to like a copper wire that we made into a thread that is hung on the light. So even if the O-ring gives out, it gets stuck on the copper wire. And then even if that gives out, the cable itself that is fixed to the light is wrapped in a way and run across the frame to make sure even if it's gonna drop, it's just gonna stick right here. Yeah. Safety. Yeah. But that A-game stuff though, you know, like sound A-game. Yeah. That's easy to say, it's A-game. But I know that is a crazy that you embarked on after university. That fellowship program is very enlightening because I know for say what you studied is nothing related to that in general. A lie?
I feel say then like
the
Didn't
you study like African studies?
American studies.
Okay.
And I can explain that. Yeah.
The A's. I messed
up. No, you good. It was functionally the same. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So American studies. So that's still about reporting and stuff like that, right? Yeah. So. But the Tiny Desk program, the whole NPR program itself, is not as how you saw it in university. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like a whole different thing. Because university, they just give you the basis and then they just enlighten you about the whole thing. Then afterwards, we go now into the different, like even if you study business management, your first job is not going to be exactly what you study. It's going to be completely opposite until you gain experience enough to get to where you want to be. So I fuck with that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
By the way, you guys can cuss. First place. We listen, we don't judge, guys.
we
But
listen, we don't judge.
I know that you actually studied at Yale University.
Yeah.
And then from seeing you play football, this man got calves, bros. This man in leg the big leg to put out the way they drive. So you did 400-meter dash.
I did, yeah.
How did you feel like? I feel like you're a student athlete.
Yeah.
At a certain level.
Yeah.
How did it feel balancing out being a studying American studies,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then doing your 400-meter dash at the same time?
Yeah, it be arts because like not all thing I want to do in that school. You know what I mean? Like I was all over the place. So it was my books, it was track, it was mentoring kids in New Haven, it was working at the Black Cultural Center, it was working in my like residential college. It just felt like alternate, just go. Yeah. So that made it really challenging. But I feel like one of the things that I really liked about like my whole college experience looking back was my choice of major. Cause like at first I've been wanting to study like politics.
Please don't.
You know, like political science. But the reason why I choose American Studies was because it felt like that was the only class, or like not that department, like all man just chill. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like I could take whatever class I wanted and combine it into my major, and someone would give me like the check I
go
needed
ahead.
for my degree. So it felt like I can take classes
Literally
about
telling
like,
me the easy way out.
I mean, you know, it was convenient.
Bro, pre-med, how do you feel about that?
Hey, man, a lot of work, man. But you gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do. No, it was cool because it was, my concentration was like politics and American communities. So essentially, I could take any class about politics, culture, art, like society, community, and then make a case for it to be included in my like major. Yeah.
But that's hard. Okay. American studies.
Yeah.
You're taking cultural stuff and you're trying to make a whole report about
Yeah.
it to push through. That takes so much determination
Yeah.
because you have to find a way how you connect point A to
point
point
B.
B for me to reach point C.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
And then props to you.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was just the easy way out, but in reality, you found the hardest way out to make it easy for yourself.
Yeah.
Because you're still learning what you like, and you still be defended for enjoy your time at university,
Yeah.
and that's a lot of things that people don't get.
Yeah.
If you're going to university and you don't enjoy what you're doing, you're gonna have the worst time of your life till you pass away.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have to actually make sure you had your fun in uni. Fun in uni is not only about going out to
Yeah.
parties,
Yeah.
but it's also focusing on these little pinpoints of the class we attend, if the lecture is fun, if the topic was interesting. Do you feel like you're learning? Do you feel like you're earning something through this time you're spending there, which is very tough. Yale University, Emory University.
Emory University.
So you did track and field.
Yeah.
I know that you're doing hammer throw and weight throwing there, right? But you had a little bit of a background of like playing American football.
Yes, sir.
So how all done day for you, like going to Emory? And I know you're a pre-med student. I don't want to tap in too much in that because people get bored out. You know? So I need to tell you something. People are like very quick on say, "Oh, medicine." But yeah, playing football. What stopped you from playing football to switching to hammer throwing and weight throwing?
So the main thing, not just me size no more. So I played on, I know, for me to say I'm small, some people might be like,
D-line?
oh, I was D-line, O-line. So
O-line.
yeah, American football, I was one of the big guys on the line. And I just, for that position, I've been small no more. So then they make left
You're like
football.
6'5", 6'6".
Yeah, exactly. Them and them are like 6'5", 300 pounds. So I wasn't cutting it. But I took that, it translated well to hammer because, you know, hammer's a power event. You know, all the throws are power events. So that power that I built in football and, you know, that love for athletics that I built through football was kind of just all applied to track. So,
That's really sick. Did you ever like, what's your 400-meter dash? No, it's a 40-yard dash. What's your 40-yard dash?
A 40, I was just like 5 seconds. Like it was
so faster than me. What are you
it wasn't crazy, but it was about 5 seconds.
That's,
Yeah.
bro, like the best is like 3.8 or something like that, or 4.1.
4:12.
Four-
Yeah.
yeah. 4.1. I was
Yeah,
close.
yeah.
And it's just crazy that a man of his stature and size is still pushing 5.
That's quick, man.
5, you're quick, boss. You policeman won't catch you, not possible. But he's a pre-med. Even if they catch him, he's like, oh, I'm a medical doctor, boss. What's your issue? But yeah, the Emery is really sick. And I know that you're trying to push for a bigger stage for your hammer throw and weight throwing, which I feel like I'll consider you an Olympic athlete at this state. IMO, manifest, pray, work on it.
Yes,
So
sir.
I manifest that I am the biggest of the big.
Yes, sir.
And I always claim myself as the biggest of the big. So that's why I'm giving you that title as an Olympic athlete.
Yes, sir.
I know I make you way too much in my head.
No, that's the aspiration. 2028. Hopefully, Salon will be on my back at the Olympics.
So with that, what are the regiments and training structure? Because you do pre-med, a lot of work.
A lot of work, yes.
How do you balance that out with your training and structure as an Olympic athlete?
Well, that's not too bad, honestly. Track it's good at this stage. Getting older, people throw for a long time. So, no, so like say every day I go for be in the gym, a bunch of weight going hard. Sometimes I just go practice like 30 minutes, just to work on my technique no more, just make sure that, everything feels good, that, my throws are going well. And then, I can go back, spend all my time, studying all that. So it's really about, again, staying consistent, staying persistent, making sure, you don't take too much time off. But, the actual training itself, a lot of it's just throwing practice. It doesn't take too long. Try and lift 2-3 times a week.
Try to lift 2-3. This guy has the easiest. I feel
Yeah.
like most Olympic
But it's
athletes spend so much money to
Time,
just time and money to just get to where they're at. But
Yeah.
you're a smart man.
I also must say, just from an outsider's perspective, this man, they work hard. They work hard. You see, I feel like he communicates it. It's I just got to do this. I got to do this. No, Kenya be on his P's and Q's when he's studying for the
Kenya be on his P's
MCAT,
and
when he's going to the gym,
try.
Not the way he leaves.
Nah, but it's good that you're at least being humble with it. Make I feel bad for some skinny ass guy. I would have cried on this program right now. But yeah, I know you guys, I'll consider you guys Diaspora.
Yeah.
And I know that I had to talk to you guys a bit to learn that you guys spent some part of your childhood in Salon for a short period of time.
Yeah.
So with your parents moving before you actually got a chance to see here, because you guys were still kids, you didn't get the chance to see much. What are some things you wish you experienced before leaving? I stuck these guys.
No, honestly, I feel like speaking more Creole. Because now the USC arts for talking, because just now we fumbled them no more, and I feel like I wish I had spent more time here so that I would just be more familiar with the language. Because now me mommy, we daddy, and not Creole no more than talk, so we understand it pretty well, or fluently. But for talking, it's small because I'm just
you get the accents, Ben.
I get that juicy accent, and I'm trying to overcome it. That's something I wish I would have seen.
What about you? What are something?
Same things. Sometimes.
Not like Kenya na di umande.
No, I feel like for me, now beaucoup things is where I wish I'd been able for just experience firsthand. When me fam with them go tell me about the enjoyment in a salon or this and that when they grow up, just the culture. So there's so many things, but I'll have to agree. I feel like being able to come back and connect. You might look at us, you see one thing, but as soon as we open our mouths, everybody say, "Oh, na JC, that not a real salon." Blah, blah, da, 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 da. For me, even though I hear Creole fine, all mine around me, I hear what you say, all that. Sometimes I surprise people them where I go talk Creole. If you say I know sabi talk Creole, but I wish it was something where growing up in the U.S., it just creates a distance. Between you, you grow up and there's a bunch of white people around, and it's I don't feel like them. And the salon people then were there, and they go say, "Oh, you're born in the U.S., so salon blah blah da 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 da." So you kind of in this pocket of these first generation, immigrants. It's a small pocket. So I wish, there was more of that. I wish I was just able to be here all the time, be here consistently.
So is this your first time back?
No. Like 2004, I would say was like the first time we were here.
You guys were teenagers then?
2004. So this was I was 4 years old.
Okay.
So very first memories were here. And then back in 2012, back in 2022, and then
now. I hope you guys come back often.
Yeah.
I'll make sure I show you guys a good time. I know. So from 2014, that's when you said number two nice. Let me keep going. Number 2 get on.
Well, so 2022 as well. But yeah.
2022.
So I remember.
But it's just sick to see that at least when they get good experiences that helps you to come back. Some people, one bad experience pushes them away. They're like, not my country, but I'll go get so and so. I do not want to go there anymore. It just drives them away. But at least I see you guys and want and see and go and try and just feel that essence of coming to Salon. Salon is a whole vibe. And then not everybody can match the vibe. Some people, their frequency is up here. Salon, your frequency is like. And if you're not maneuvering and moving with it, with the flow, with the currents, with the energy, you'd get this place so easily. There's this easy gap that as soon as you mess up, you're classified and you're lost. That I'm telling you true. You remember you talk for say first generation immigrants and stuff like that. That's how I feel here because I'm half Lebanese, half Sierra Leonean. Mama na Mende, Papa na Lebanese man. So I know they for connect directly with the Lebanese people because they look at my skin and say you're not so full Lebanese. I go to the Africa and they tell me so you're not white boy or you're not money man, they for hang out with, and it's hard for me to also find my own crowd. I did knock me Creole nice, me English cool, me Arabic Aripalana still. I'm trying to still get there. And then the funny thing is, once I go in a bathroom, I mistakenly entered the girls' bathroom. I didn't know. So I'm coming out. One of the Lebanese kids talks some shit in Arabic. Oh, God bless me. I turned around, look at this nigga, spoke back to him in Arabic. He's like,
yeah.
And then he wants to start speaking Creole. I was like, no.
Talk your shit. Keep that energy.
Same energy. Let's go again. But yeah, I really like you guys. I'm going to like you guys more, and I know I'm gonna even love you guys even further down the line, which is gonna be even better. I know that one day when you come back to train your stuff, I'm gonna be the photographer for you.
Of course.
I'm gonna be like. I know when he's gonna come back to collaborate and stuff, I'm there for you guys. It doesn't have to be with me, but I'll show you the right people for you. That's how I believe life should be. For be selfish for people so you said. If you feel like you can't do it to the extent that this man wants it, find for him the person that's gonna do it for him. Do not be selfish and barat or man progress. You go see I've helped people out that I don't even need to say. I never ask them for anything in return. I just do it because I know that that's what's right.
Correct.
I'm a stoic. You know stoicism?
Yeah.
So as a stoic, there's a way you walk on life, and then you have to see life for what life is. Take it at face value, and just go with it. Not being try for bitch out and act like a little wimp when something doesn't go your way. Just they stole my phone. After they stole my phone, I was at the party. I just kept partying. I was like, that's life. My phone don't go. My work don't go.
I ain't that.
I just gotta be happy. But yeah, as an athlete, what changes do you think the Salon sports industry needs to make?
The biggest thing is just the funding. I mean, the past, not to, talk, but not to say they get all the coupon of the world just for spend no more. So, especially where you get athletes them where...
Wait, can't someone is man in Korea shop?
Because Boko athletes, then they're in, U.S. or the States, that maybe they do want to compete for Salon, but the same reason why we know it will come every December, you know what I mean? It's money. It's, you have to buy the tickets, you have to, have somewhere to train, you have to, the transportation, somewhere to stay, all of that. So I think for that reason, not only make I want for, put Salon on the map so that, I can bring in that revenue and, that way money won't be an issue. Yeah.
So it's more on the money side. They need
more
to
on the
really
money
push
side because if the money was there, last year I would have been here, I would have been competed. You know what I mean? That was the biggest reason why I wasn't able to come.
Go for the Commonwealth Games. That should be your
Exactly.
like your aim right now. Commonwealth Game, I think it's like in a year or two.
Yeah, yeah.
And then if you like prep enough, I don't know if it's Salon wanting that they just want to like work with people right now. That's what I feel like how the government is running and the country's running. They just want to like from like way Idris Elba kana I think they don't enlighten people that will say working with people out of Salon and people with celebrity status or anything out of Sierra Leone is going to help to actually boost Salon even more.
Exactly.
And not even for be Salon for Salon. It can be me diaspora de for Salon.
Exactly.
You get what I mean? And not to every diaspora I get the hats.
Yes.
But I can sense that your heart is in a good place where you actually want to benefit the country.
Yes, sir.
Mess with it, boss. Mess with it, boss.
Yeah, that's what I want.
For you,
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you about the creative scene.
Okay.
But let me scrap that.
Yeah.
I want to ask about the reporter scene.
Yeah.
Have you ever read any newspapers here?
I have not yet. Actually, no. I was at Bamoy and I saw a few, but I didn't get a chance to
You
like
didn't get a
really.
chance
Yeah.
to read
Yeah.
them. Have you ever read on any bloggers, like any
Yeah.
blog post from a Sierra Leonean?
There's one girl I follow on Instagram. Yeah. But no one else. No.
Okay. So that one girl, let's use that one girl as an
Yeah.
example.
Yeah.
How do you go about getting your reports together
Okay.
compared to how did you see her
Do the
report?
same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like what's we to do a difference because like that picking day like Ion like Sontina for just like talk to the camera and like educate people right on a lot having to do with like maternal health like just medicine like those kinds of things.
Who's this girl?
I'm forgetting her name.
Okay, don't worry.
I have her Instagram, but yeah. But the kind of work that I've done is like I'm reporting news for the most part, and like when I've been doing that day, I was like a radio reporter, so I'd go out like to an event, whether it is like I don't know a legislative day at the Georgia State Capitol or like they're honoring custodians at like a local preschool, and I would just like go listen, like talk
notes.
to everyone, and then like I would then come back, put together the story, and then have it out. So I think that like I know, but what I have noticed is that both of what we do, like Nayatsi come from, you know what I mean? So it's like there's different crafts, but like a same fire. Yeah.
This guy knows how to talk.
Crafts,
He's a
but the
reporter,
same
like different crowds for the same fire. That sounds like such a thing Morgan Freeman would say.
I'm screaming.
But yeah, I really like it. I really like it. For me, I see like reporting. Reporting is storytelling.
Yes.
And then sometimes reporters are the biggest facade players ever. They will tell the most fake story ever. Just have you ever done that? Like, have you ever gone about like you went to the spot, you went to get your reports, but didn't tell what you wanted, so you had to add a little bit of sauce. Small Maggie.
Maggie. No, me, nah. And it's hard because one example is working for like member stations, because we're gathering sound. All the sound you have playing in your story should be from like Usayiko Geta. You know what I mean? So like if I want to make a podcast or a story about this experience and I want to have an audio scene where we start outside and then come inside, I'm like, okay, I want to hear birds. If I just had like
So your
birds,
storytelling was like video storytelling.
it was audio,
Okay.
audio, yeah. But now I'm doing video stuff. But like the reporting ethics is so down to the core that like I can't even go get a different set of birds. It has to be like those birds outside from the exact scene that I'm reporting from. So yeah, they keep you very neat there.
And real quick, I just want to say, you know the lie. Like even Usai Day now for work, like sometimes it affects them people them for say it's not good to tell people them something and then we do something else. You know what I mean? So I feel like it more than just the reporting ethics for INSEF, tell people them a lie. So
That's good. But since you're tapping into video storytelling, a beautiful thing is you did sound storytelling first.
Yeah.
And it's going to make it easier for you
Yeah.
to learn how to do video storytelling.
Yeah.
Because video, the biggest thing that plays with the visual aspect is the audio aspect.
Yeah.
And then they both go together.
Yeah.
And from just listening to audio, you could literally tell a whole story in your brain. Even when you're reading a book, beautiful example is reading a book. When you're reading a book, you see all these images pop up in your head as soon as you're, Mary had a little lamp. In your first, Mary, is Mary a black girl? Mary is a white girl. And you start imagining what color, how did the lamb look? Was it fat? Was it skinny? So that audio itself of you just getting the birds outside chirping, they're like, okay, is this a parrot? Is this this? Is this that? What type of bird is it? It's going to make it way easier for you to do video storytelling. Because now you don't know if I record this part, I'm recording this house being built. Okay, I have to go inside and get that guy hitting the hammer, the nail, and your sounds are already there with each set of video you take. Boss, you took the right route for that.
Thank you.
You took the right, because
Thank you.
hardest thing for me, I'm having this issue still, is how to put sounds with my videos.
Okay.
Like putting sounds with my videos is getting like so tough because like I had to learn how. First things first, I started doing video editing like a couple months ago. And I won't lie, I feel like I've progressed really far, but I still have a lot more to learn. I started doing like reels and cuts like that, right? Just to be able to feel comfortable enough to cut like, if I can do 20 seconds, I try to do 40, I try to do a minute, maybe I'll do 2 minutes, maybe I'll do 4 minutes, maybe I'll do 5 minutes, and then all that sceneries will play together. And I realized the thing that made it easier for me all, not being land sound. Because you'd hear a song, and then if you want to make your reel to the song, right? You'd hear like the beat, how the beat is playing, and then it's like a story. You have the what's it called? Before you get to the climax, you have like the
rising action.
The rising action before you get to the climax, and that's how some beats go. It goes dun 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 dun.
Exactly.
Something like that. So I had to like put that together and like. Mess with it. I mess with it. You guys are geniuses. Come on, pre-med, American studies. Come on, come on. I like it. We're gonna go now into like an extra segment where I like to always ask my diaspora to give advice to the Sierra Leoneans from their different parts of crafts and creativity. But before we tap into that, I'm gonna have to go on a little break.
Let's go.
Yo. Sorry for the break. I don't mean for Hotsunan. I know say when I don't like me guys that Juma and Kenya too much for soon I still want your with that talk. But before we even reach the end, because now the end with the Panyaso, and I know say the podcast is so captivating, it just keeps you rising and rising and rising. Like I feel it too. I'm sorry. I always tell not sorry after I break, because I know for say hats. But yeah, we got a beautiful creative here and a crazy athlete here. But even before I reach to the back end of the questions, I still have one thing I want to run by you guys. For you, let's start with you, the athlete, Kenya. Kenya, you know that like there's this thing called doping in the whole athlete scene. Like a lot of people dope, and sometimes now doping has even been regulated to a certain extent. They have different laws they put on it. They have different things that they're against. What are your opinions on like doping as an athlete?
I mean, I feel like athletic competition, the main thing is supposed to be fair. You do everything so that it's fair. So for me, as an athlete, there's also beaucoup pride at puts upon me athletics. So for me, if I win a competition and let's say I'm not, but let's say I had taken X, Y, and Z to get that boost, I feel like I didn't win that competition. You know what I mean? The boost won that competition. Anyone could do anything, you know, if you have some extra thing, you know, will make you able for, you know, do this or do that. But to say that you really did it, I feel like you have to do it clean, you have to do it natural. Now, I think, there's some athletes then where they get caught up, so for a little bit of explanation for the doping rules, everything is classified. All the different substances, whether they are illegal to have in your system at all times, they're legal to have in your system during competition. So depending on what it is, there's different, regulations. Some people get caught up. Maybe they took something when they weren't competing. It's still in their system when they're competing. Maybe, something when they take now for this, and not so like say they want,
I don't mean to cut you off, but a great example would be Sha'Carri Richardson.
Exactly what I'm thinking
when
about.
she had a little bit of
exactly
Mary Jane in her system. And I know she'll say marijuana is something that improves your athletic abilities.
No.
If anything, it hinders it and brings it slower because it has this sativa and indica, both are different. Indica makes you sleepy, sativa makes you more awake, but they have these different plays they play on your brain receptors.
Exactly.
And then majority of the time they're not good for sports. You would never see a proper pro basketball player going high to a game because they know that it's gonna ruin their critical thinking abilities, which is one thing. So even with go ban Sha'Carri Richardson, I was like, boss, that's crazy. The girl just it's
especially in that situation. She said that her mom had died. She had used it to cope with that. So that's the one situation where you have an athlete not in competition, not doing it for competition enhancement, improvement, but because it is against regulation, she was banned for it. So things like that, I think, those lines need to be, smoothed out a little bit and worked around. But to say, not for just let anybody take anything they want, no. You know what I mean?
See, but the NBA has allowed it. NBA now, they don't ban weed. You can smoke weed. You can have it in your system as much as you want. You can go high to games. You can do whatever you feel because now weed is a regulated drug within the whole of the United States, basically.
In the whole, in Boku states today where, marijuana is legal. So,
in Oregon,
marijuana is legal.
That's why I want to go.
So,
Hey, I'm joking, guys. I do not participate.
No.
That's
But
crazy. I drink, though.
Alcohol. You just do that. But so especially for that reason, that's another thing that some athletes will talk about. Oh, well, I can do this in my state. It's legal. I'm over 21. But not just the athletics where you do make say, oh, I know for do this, I know for do that. So for that part, me, I'm an athlete, I'm competing, so I don't partake, especially if it's close to season, whatever it is. Even in college, so many people in college will say, oh, we understand now university, you guys are young, people do what you want to do, but even sometimes like alcohol, they have a dry season. Just don't drink during season. Don't do this during season. Don't do this during season. So I think, those lines need to be smoothed out a little bit because the world is progressing and things are changing and their understanding of things are changing. So
that's cool. Juma, your brother's an athlete.
Yeah.
You're a creative reporter and all that beautiful stuff. So I know that some reporters, when they gather information, it's hard to actually give out who they got this information from because some people like that to be anonymous. They like that that sense of safety that they're not going to be what's this word? There's this big word to say
like retribution.
Chastised.
Yeah.
Chastised. So they do not want to be chastised or
chastised.
Okay, not
Yeah.
chastised. Chastised.
Yeah.
They do not want to be chastised and put in this limelight and then have backlash from it. So with getting information from your getting reports, and then how do you go about getting your report and hiding your source and making it still feel safe for?
So I feel say every time I been talk to someone for a story, I tell and say or I ask if you okay if I can use your name, you know what I mean? And I think it's important to start with that disclaimer just because I'm not the only person that has to greenlight a story in order for it to go on air. I always have editors and all that kind of stuff. And generally, we want people then their names to be tied to their quotes, just because it does something emotively for a listener to be like, oh, this is not just coming from said person, but this is coming from a real human being, someone. So something about naming I think is important. But with that said, I think the work then is placed upon me to make sure that I frame people exactly how they communicated themselves to me. You know what I mean? So I know to change on, I know to like skew it, like no, like I feel like that just goes back to the reporter ethics of like, I believe that like, yo, if you've told me something and that is something that you took a lot of care to share with me, then I will then take care in how I share it with others. And again, I've given you the disclaimer that like, your name is going to be a part of this, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, and I should say, it all happened to me one time where there's a story I had about this woman who basically was like interested in checking out this hyper-conservative, this hyper-conservative organization, right? So folks associated with Donald Trump and all this kind of stuff. And the lady I talked to, na black woman. So when I put out the story, I just thought, you know, she shared whatever with me. It's good. Like I've done all my due diligence. And I ran into her a few months later, and she told me, it's like, oh, like they gave me hell for that story you put me in, right? And when he said "ande me cuts," because I was like, oh no,
I've done the wrong.
You know, I've done wrong. But something she then followed up. I asked, I was like, I'm sorry. Like, were you unhappy with the reporting, the framing? She's like, no, honestly, you framed exactly what I felt, how I was feeling, and like I want more reporters like you. It's just that people are going to take what they hear and, you know, believe what they want. So yeah, it's not difficult, like something for navigate, but yeah, you got.
I like that. So in that same field, what are some advice you have for young aspiring reporters and creatives in Sierra Leone?
Yeah, be yourself. Be yourself. Yeah, because like the world, they get beaucoup people them, but you not the only one. You know what I mean? You one grand day. So because of that, I feel like thinking even to like who my favorite artists are, who the people that I'm inspired by, they're people that sit real confident in just their self, and they show up present because they know who they are. And I feel like that is what, when I say I'm stepping into my creativity, I feel like it's like I'm in a season right now where like I didn't know myself better. You know what I mean? So yeah, just be who you
yourself.
are. Yeah.
What about you? What are quotes or things you want to tell aspiring young athletes in Sierra Leone?
So I would say the biggest thing just to remember, progress not so linear. Sometimes it is up, sometimes it is down. So if you are going and you know you think say, hey, you know, I'm not getting as good or that ain't no meaning for, you know, just give up. You know what I mean? You have to stay persistent. You have to stay consistent, like I've said before, and, you know, keep on going. Sometimes it will go downhill, but if you stop, you're not going to go anywhere. So even if, you know, maybe there's a little bit of a lull in it, every loss, every setback is a setup for a comeback.
Not Dr. Umar. Nigga, what?
You do look like Dr. Umar.
That's crazy.
The African hat, that little thing that guy put.
So you know what you gotta do is if you take a loss, you take an L, if whatever it is, you learn from it, you come back and you use it to fuel, you know, that progress.
Yeah.
I like that. Appreciate you guys, the young in arts and athletes and all of that. I was una listen, una open una wiste. I know what una open una iste. Because una no like for listening, una open a big, una take in, una appreciate. I know that you guys came here, you gave me your time.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna definitely do is give you guys the floor to say what you have going on, give people a little bit of insight on what to expect in this 2025 or maybe this week. I don't know, maybe tomorrow, Seth. You guys feel free, let them know.
You go first.
Okay, what's I have to do? Follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is Fruit of the Joom, like Fruit of the Loom underwear, but with just a J instead of the L. Because like right now, as I said, like I didn't know myself better, and like I share what I creates like more. So yeah, and that will be on my Instagram as photos. It'll be videos, a lot of stuff from this trip, and yeah, how I want to remember that for like me on picking there, and then them picking there.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. What about you, Kenya?
I mean, for me, the athletics journey is still going. You can also follow me on Instagram, Kenya, KENYA _S3I. But like you said, 2028. Hopefully, Olympics will be an aspiration.
Manifest it.
The Commonwealth Games are also an aspiration. So, just this coming season, for seasons to come, I want to do more events to put Salon on the map, more events to represent, and push that national record. I want to push it up. So, yeah.
Definitely love to see it.
So,
guys, det kan jag få kan keep comping. We kind of can keep comping, and we kind of can keep comping. I had two amazing guests by the name of Kenya and Juma and Kenya, KJ, JK, however you want to put it. JK Rowling, maybe a Harry Potter book, you never know. But yeah, I appreciate them coming through today to come talk about life as a diaspora. And also all the time that we get a chance for these kind of things there. So we need to be appreciative and actually hold it with two hands, because this kind of talk then you hold water. You get a little bit of insights to see what other people are going through. See what they see, because sometimes you see it online, but it's not exactly how you see. The way he explained to me about the tiny desk, I thought tiny desk was all whoop-de-whoop, but he told me it's A game. When I watch Olympic athletes throw hammers, I didn't know it was like this meticulous to think about, to be this determined to actually put yourself through, and not so people at life not so wanting, pre-med, American studies, all that you never know, and you know how these type of things lead you to where you want to go. But appreciate you guys for coming through.
Thank you.
Keep Kompin.
Yes,
and we out.
Sneaky Club.